That's good. Huh? Somebody was asking me today that you spend so much time in meditation and much less time is given to conversation, to interaction, to intercommunication, to questions, talks. So you should give more time. And you have carte and nerve already. No meditation. Only talks, only questions. Tell me one thing. Why are you here? Why have you come here? I know why I have come, but do you also know why have you come here?
Yes.
You know? What have you come here for?
Why I'm here? To be near you.
Okay. Any more? To be near me.
To get
Mukti.
food to my soul.
So Dick, you have failed. Somebody wants mukti, somebody wants to be near me, nobody wants to put questions. Only you want to put questions. Freddy also puts questions, but not before everyone. When we are sitting at the dining table, when we are taking the morning breakfast, then he comes out slowly, quietly, with some questions. But here he religiously keeps quiet. Freddy, what is the secret? There must be some secret behind it.
The secret is the Master.
Devotion. Do you know what is devotion?
No.
Devotion is love.
And devotion means you have to die. If you have come here as a student, then I am sorry you won't get the teacher. You will not be able to get what you have come to take. If you have come as a student, because there is no teacher here, maybe Gunnar is one, I don't know. I have come here not looking for students, nor for disciples. I told you yesterday also, I don't want followers. I have a very small boat. Those who want to go to the other shore, the most bountiful, the most blissful, the most beautiful shore of life, they are welcome. They can sit in my boat. But the space is very limited. It's a very small boat. So you have to choose. You have to choose. You have been, many of you, with some masters earlier. You have done meditation. Most of you are meditators. You have been doing meditation. You have been going to masters. Many of you have gone to India, gone from ashram to ashram, from guru to guru, from master to master. Now today I am here, tomorrow somebody else will be here. So like this, life will come to an end. I am here for today. Tomorrow somebody else will come. Day after tomorrow somebody else will come. You will go on, switching from place to place, from place to place. Because you are looking for a master, looking for somebody who can take you in his boat and take you across, who can hold your hand, who knows the way, and who says, come along with me. I can take you there. I know the way. I have been to that place. I know the destination. You are looking for him. But how will you recognize him? I put this question earlier on. How will you recognize a master? The master may be very close to you. He may be dining with you, he may be sitting in your room, he may be knocking at your door. He may be just before your eyes, he may be behind you. How will you recognize him? You are in darkness, the master is in light. How will you see him? You are in darkness. You are there, the master is here. There is a lot of distance. How will you meet him? You are at one level, the master is at another level. How will the two synchronize? There is one kind of music going on in the master. You have your own discordance. How will the two meet? How will be there a synchronization of the two frequencies? You are on a different frequency. The master is on a different frequency. How will you catch him? How will you recognize him? How will you identify him? Do you have a touchstone in your pocket? A goldsmith has a touchstone. He can see how much gold it is and how much other metal is there, what is the mixture, what is the quantity of the real gold in any particular ornament or piece of gold. Do you have a touchstone on which you will examine the master and decide whether he is a real master or a bogus, fake master? Do you have a torch by which you can locate him in this jungle of life, in this darkness of life? Do you have a yardstick, a measuring tape by which you will measure and then say, here is a master? Because he should be 6 feet 2 inches tall. So I have a measuring tape, I have measured him, and this is the master. What kind of tools are available to you to judge the master, to recognize the master? You are completely on a different connotation, and the master is on a different connotation. You are sleeping and the master is awake. How will the two meet? How will the two recognize? You are seated in your mind mostly. The master is a bubble of consciousness. He is consciousness itself. How will you recognize? How will the mind recognize consciousness? If this was possible, you could recognize your own consciousness. You have a mind also, you have consciousness also. Your own mind will easily recognize your consciousness. I would love to talk to those individuals. I would enjoy talking to those individuals. I would enjoy embracing them who are prepared to die on this path. Master has not come to give you anything. He has come to take away whatever you have. What do you have? What do you have? What have you collected? All worries, all anxieties, all tensions, all ego, all negativities, all anger, all bitterness. What kind of possessions you have? What is your treasure? Your golden treasure which you are hiding within yourself. He has come to empty you, to make you totally hollow, so that in that emptiness the existence can fall into you. So that in that emptiness a space is created into which the Master's consciousness can flow. The Master's consciousness wants to melt into your consciousness. And once this melting takes place, then you yourself become the Master. Then you don't need the Master. Master will say goodbye, now you go. Master doesn't want to make you cling to him. Master doesn't want that you should keep on clinging to him and keep on grappling with him and catching him by the finger, by the arm, and remain with him as a shadow. Madam just now on my right said, we want to be near you. Yes. Only till such time you have allowed a space within yourself so that the Master can flow into you. Once this happens, then you are an enlightened being, you are like the Master. Your consciousness has merged with the cosmic consciousness. Then you don't need anybody. Then Master will say goodbye. You are light yourself. You are no more in darkness. You take leave of me. My job is done. Nothing else to be done. That is the end. So Master has come to drop everything from you. Remember, the ultimate destination you have to go alone. Master will not be by your side. Master is only a temporary phenomena. Master is there till you are not lighted. The moment you are lighted, you have your own candle. You have your own light. Then you can find the way. Then you can reach the destination. Then Master is not needed. Master is with you for a very short while. Time is very limited. I am very urgent. There is no time to lose. Don't go on jumping from one boat to the other boat. Don't go on looking for one place or the other place, this place or that place. Stand at one place. Sit in one boat. You cannot travel in two boats. Sit in one boat and you will reach the destination. And do this at once, because the master will go away. The master is in this body for a very short while. It's a very short duration. Master is not going to live as long as you are going to live. There's no guarantee. How many masters you have yet to see before you decide which master to go to, which master to surrender to? I think your surrender was never complete. If it had been complete, you would not look around. You would not look around. And the journey has to be performed by you alone. Alone. I remember Hilarion dancing conquered Everest for the first time. You know Everest, Mount Everest? In India, between India and Nepal. Nepal was also a part of India. The Mount Everest, the tallest and the highest peak of this world, of this earth. It was invincible, unconquered, and for the first time Tenzing and Hilary reached the top. Edmund Hillary started with a group of 30 mountaineers, 30 people, and tons of load, lot of load. Oxygen is required, medicines are required, food is required, woolen clothing is required, lot of other paraphernalia is required for day-to-day living. Whatever you have in your home is meeting your daily needs. So they were to be on the mountain for several days. So they collected whatever was necessary. And it was tons of load, because for 30 people, including cameras, including flags, which were to be hoisted on the peak as a testimony of their having reached there, and to bring photographs. All sorts of equipment they took with them. Rucksacks. And then climbing gadgets, ropes, and so many other things they had to carry. Tons of load and 30 people. And do you know what he had to do? Hilary had to do? Hilary had to drop all his luggage one by one. Some he left on the first camp, some on the second, some on the third. On the way to Mount Everest, he had to become lighter and lighter, lighter and lighter. He started dropping everything. Ultimately, he had to drop even his overcoat, because even that was full of weight. At that height, he had to be very light, very, very light. Even a small weight would matter, would go a long way in preventing him from climbing the peak. So he was dropping everything. All his belongings they dropped on the way. That if they come back safe, they'll pick it up, doesn't matter. Dropped it. And ultimately Hilary had to shed his clothes also. Only minimum clothes he kept. And the camera also he gave to Tenzing. And he told Tenzing that you stay back a few steps behind. and let me attempt this highest climb. Even the camera had to be left behind. And he reached the top. Single, alone, aloof, without any belongings. This he had to do for a small peak. It is very small in comparison to the infinite cosmos, the infinite existence. A peak is nothing. And where I want to take you, there are much higher peaks, peaks after peaks. The highest peak of ultimate fulfillment. And imagine, you cannot go there with others. Even the master will say goodbye. Now I cannot accompany you. Now I have shown you the way. You have come a long way. Now there is the top. You go. A few steps forward and you reach there. You have to drop everyone. You have to drop even the master. Don't cling to master. But so long as he is there, make full use of him. Make full use of him. And Dick has his beautiful way of making full use of him. He puts beautiful questions. Yes. You wanted a question answer session. So what's your first question, sir?
Let's meditate.
No, now I say let there be questions.
When you have fallen into this empty space of quietude and stillness, what makes the turning on? What makes the connection to the bliss, to the divine? What triggers it?
I told you, nature doesn't permit any vacuum anywhere. Nowhere in the nature you will see vacuum. Whenever there is an empty space within, the entire cosmos flows into you. The master is only looking for that. He is looking for the empty space inside you. He wants to enter into you. Not bodily. Bodily, he cannot enter into you. And even if he tries to enter, if he does enter, it will be a material, ephemeral, temporary entrance. It will be a material touch. And it will perish. It will not be abiding. He wants to enter into you. When he says that he wants to enter into you, he says that my superconscious state wants to flow into your consciousness so that I wake up your slumbering consciousness. And once it wakes up, then the emptiness gets filled up. Then that waking consciousness joins on to the cosmic consciousness. Master's consciousness is one with the cosmic consciousness. And once the master's consciousness starts flowing into you, the cosmic consciousness, the universal consciousness starts flowing into you. He makes a passage, but you are not giving him a passage. He is looking for empty space. The moment he finds an empty space, he enters into you automatically, spontaneously. I was saying it the other day also. He is standing outside waiting since times immemorial. The master is always waiting for you to open the door for him. He has been at times with certain disciples, at certain doors, he has been ringing the bell also. He keeps on ringing the bell, but nobody comes at the door to open the door. Because the master of the house, you are the master of your house, you are sleeping. You are sleeping in such deep sleep you are that you do not hear his bells also. The bell ringing again and again. He is knocking at your door. You are not hearing the knocking. You are not responding to the knocking. Your doors are closed. How can he enter? You have to open the door for him. And there is no space inside. Where should he sit? If he comes inside your door, all your house is full. You have put up a board outside, full house. No entry. You have a sign of no entry. Still, the master is shameless. He is totally shameless. You have said trespassers are not prohibited, are prohibited. Trespassers are prohibited. Trespassers will be prosecuted. This is what you have written at the outer gate of your house. But he breaks the law. He breaks the law. He doesn't get afraid of prosecution. He enters. He tries to enter. He dares to enter. But you have no space inside. Where will he sit? So disappointed, he gets back. He goes back. There's no space inside. So dig, once there is an emptiness, once there is a space, the master's consciousness, which is one with the cosmic and the universal consciousness, only then he is a master. That consciousness will flow into him. Who is a master? Who is a real master? A real master is he whose consciousness has become universal and consciousness has become cosmic. Only then he is a real master. Otherwise he is not a real master.
You said, you asked us how to find our guru, but isn't it so, at the deepest point, that it is the guru who finds you?
The guru who finds the disciple, or the disciple finds the guru. This is a very old concept, very, very old, very, very ancient, that the guru finds the disciple. What I said before should have been sufficient to give answer to this question. I told you that you have no means to find the guru. So leave it to the guru. The guru knows. The guru knows you very well. You do not know the guru. So it is correct that the guru ultimately selects his disciple. He finds his disciple. He finds his person in whom to enter. Where is an empty space? He knows. But you have to get ready. He will pick up whom? Whom will he pick up? He'll pick up those who have made themselves available, who have a suitability, who have space inside, who have emptiness inside, who have opened the door, who have responded to the call of his bell. Only master will be in a position to pick up his disciple. And master has always done it. You think I am not picking? You think I am not picking? What am I doing here? Why I sail back from my beautiful shore, back to this shore of the miserable world, to pick up passengers, and I don't charge any fees for picking up passengers, to take them across to the other shore. I don't charge anything. I have just come back. The master comes back because he has compassion. He has great deep compassion for the misery of the world, for those who are not as happy as he is, as blissful as he is. He has seen the other shore. He has seen the beauty and the bliss of that shore, the everlasting bliss of that shore, beyond misery, beyond pain, beyond all disease, beyond all suffering. And therefore, he comes back, he returns from there. He comes back to this state of misery and suffering and wishes to pick up those who are ready to go. But you have to make yourself ready. Something has to be from your side also. Those who are ready, those who are fit for this, those who will be able to absorb the Guru into themselves, those who will be able in such a position to allow the Guru to melt into themselves, those who will make a passage for the Guru so that the Guru can walk into them, the Guru's consciousness can melt into them, Guru will pick them up. Guru attracts the disciples. Guru picks them up. But the fallacy is that you refuse to surrender. You refuse to give this job to the Guru. This is Guru's job to pick you up. But you want to perform this job yourself. You say, I will pick up my master. That is why you are going from master to master. You are trying to pick up your master. You will not believe this, that it is the master who selects his disciples. If you allow existence to roll into you, if you allow the entire energy field to take charge of you, if you allow God to enter into your inner shrine and to touch your inner core and to fill you through and through, then you have to just sit silently and open your doors and open yourself and surrender completely. Stoop and surrender. Stoop and surrender. Stoop and surrender. Then it is for the master to see. Where he gets full space, he goes. His consciousness automatically goes. It automatically flows. It spontaneously flows without your knowledge. But this job is not given to the master. The master's job is usurped by you. You say, no, this is not a job of the master. This I will do because I have intelligence. I have intellect. I have full confidence on myself. I am the master. So you analyze everything intellectually. And the master says, keep your intellect for some time at your back. Keep it aside for some time. Put it off where you put off your shoes. Leave your intellect and your brain where you have left your shoes behind and your overcoats. And come here with a heart full of love. Meeting with the master is heart to heart. It is not intellect to intellect. It is not brain to brain. It cannot be. The two cannot meet because the two are on different levels. If you meet the person at the intellectual level, you meet only bodily. You meet only at the material level. You cannot meet at the ultimate, absolute level. At that level, you have to leave everything behind. Like Edmund Hillary, he left everything behind. He had to drop everything. And the last thing which clings to you is your ego. People can drop everything, but they won't drop their ego. Ego is very important. Ego is the most difficult thing to drop. You have to, and this is the most important thing to be dropped. You may not drop anything else. If you have dropped your ego, you have dropped everything. Ego is the problem. And so long as there is ego, how will the master enter into you? All questions are coming from your ego. I was giving one more yardstick for the master. How will you know the master? The master is he for you, for an individual, everyone I am telling you, every one of you. Your master is he in whose proximity, in whose nearness, in whose company, in whose presence all your questions start melting away. All your questions get dropped. You find an answer within yourself. All your questions get answered automatically. And the best answering of your questions is, as I told you earlier, the dropping of your questions. And where your questions don't get dropped, where your questions remain alive, remain within you all the time, they remain itching in your intellect. They keep scratching your intellect. There, your master is not, somebody else is sitting there. That means you have not reached the master yet. I am not negating the intellect. I am not being unscientific. I am not being illogical. Logic has its own importance. Scientific approach must not be abandoned. You must follow the scientific approach. You must be logical in life. I don't want you to close your eyes and plunge into the well and plunge into an abyss. I don't want you to do that. I want you to make use of your intellect. But there is a limit. There is a limit. You must know the boundary. And you must drop that at the border, at the level. The boundaries must drop at one point of time. Otherwise, how will you meet? You are in your own boundary. And the master is boundaryless. How will you meet the master? How will you allow the master to take charge of you? You have a Lakshman Rekha, the boundary around you. I do not know how many of you understand Lakshman Rekha. It's a boundary you have drawn around you. Walls within the walls. It is the palace of the hamlet. And you have gone inside into the inner cell. And you have closed all your doors. So who will demolish those walls, those boundaries, all those things? Yes, Dick.
It seems when you look around in the life, in the universe, that what wakes people up when we have a tendency to sleep and slumber, also during meditation, what makes us awake is shocks, traumas, accidents, divorces, splitting up, sicknesses. Why do you think it is necessary with such hard treatment to wake us up? And is it necessary?
It's necessary because man's sleep is not new. Man is sleeping and his sleep is not a new sleep. If you have gone to sleep recently, it is easy to wake you up. But you have been slumbering for centuries. You are sleeping and sleeping and sleeping. Only today I was being told that there was a person who was sleeping in the palace of Hamlet down below. What was his name? he was, all the time he was sleeping. And an outside enemy had to attack Denmark. An enemy from outside country with all their soldiers and boats and ammunition and arms, they had to come and attack Denmark in order that he could wake up. When they attacked Denmark, people went to him, please wake up now, please wake up now, we are going to lose everything. We will be slaves. Enemy is at our doors. So he woke up. This was a jerk. This was a shock treatment that he woke up. Because he was never sitting in his waking hour. And he won the war. He won that war. I don't discard your sleep, but you have been eternally sleeping. You are sitting here and still you are sleeping. Otherwise, if you are awake, you would get that which you are looking for. You will receive that which you are in search of. You are sleeping most of the time, all the time. I see you are in slumber. During waking hours you are sleeping, during sleep it is a double sleep, during dream again you are sleeping. The entire 24 hours of your life, the whole span of your life, you have been sleeping. You slept in the past lives, you are sleeping in this life. So the master is worried how to wake you up. So he has to give you shock treatments. Shock treatments he gives you. Therefore I keep on saying, don't go to a master who consoles you, who relaxes you. And meditation, you say, is also a slumber. Meditation is sleep. You see, meditation becomes sleep. Which meditation becomes sleep? The hackneyed, the routine meditations which you do, it makes you sleep and snore. I was telling Gunnar this afternoon also that meditation is a soporific. It is a compose. It is a sleeping pill. And most of the modern gurus are giving you sleeping pills with due respect and due reverence for all of them. They are all my revered masters. I am not a master, they are my masters. But they are giving you sleeping pills. So you feel relaxed. You feel totally at ease. You say, oh, meditation has done me a lot of good. Relaxation, a little more comfort, mind becomes still, quiet, you feel good. So you are very happy that you have done meditation, you are in meditation. That real Guru has given you the real meditation. But I look at it as a consolation. You are given a consolation prize to wipe your tears so that you don't cry. A master who wipes your tears is not the master. A master who makes you cry is the master. A master who makes you bleed is the master. A master, real master, puts you into a greater misery and suffering. Because unless the gold goes to the furnace and is put into the fire, it doesn't come out pure gold. It doesn't get deprived of the debris and the dust around it. You have been collecting dust life after life, and this dust has hidden, it has concealed the mirror of your consciousness. How can you see your consciousness? It is under a debris, a load of debris. this has to be removed. And he will have to beat you. You go to a tailor with a cloth, the tailor cuts the cloth. He doesn't spare the cloth. If you really want from the cloth some clothes to be made, which you can wear, which you can make use of, you have to cut the cloth. The scissor will have to be applied to your cloth. But once you go to the master, don't run away. Because what will you do with the cut cloth? You take back the cloth from the tailor. It's of no use. Earlier you could make at least some use of it. Now it has been cut into pieces. Before stitching the clothes, the cloth has to be cut into pieces. But all of a sudden, you start running away from the tailor. You say, give me back my cloth. He says, the cloth has been already cut. So you take the pieces and go home. What will you do with the pieces? You run away from the master. You are afraid. Normally you go where you get some consolation, where you get a pat on your back, where you fall into deeper sleep, where a greater pill is given to you, a greater sleeping pill. You are already sleeping, you further go to sleep. Sleep is very dear to you. You don't want to wake up. Who wants to wake up from a good sleep? It is such a nice thing. A sleep gives you so much of pleasure. So, a person who comes to wake you up, he becomes your enemy. You say, you have come to wake me up. You do not want to be woken up. Nobody likes to be woken up. So a master who tries to wake you up, you oppose him. You don't want him. You want a master who makes you go into sleep and deeper sleep and deeper sleep, because that lulls you. That lulls your senses. The misery, he doesn't remove the misery from your life. The misery is there, but your senses are dulled. He just gives you liquor to drink. So you are drunk, you are intoxicated. So you don't feel your misery for the present. The condition in which you are, you forget for the time being. It is a temporary relief from your immediate problems, your immediate crisis. But this is not a solution of the crisis. The crisis will face you, will keep on facing you. If you commit suicide, it will face you in the next life. You are not going to get rid of it. Even if you leave this life, it will challenge you in the next life. It will be standing face to face. This is not an answer to your crisis, to a crisis situation. Don't go to a pub, a drinking shop or a liquor shop. That people are very happy. You need a bottle of wine. Even in the church today we were seeing people drinking wine in the church. Yes?
Yes.
In the church, in the cathedral here. Freddie, Gunnar was with me, Freddie was with me. They know it. The church will not give you happiness. Wine will give you happiness. Because you will dance for some time. For some time you will have a swing in your feet. But it's a very falsehood. You are living a false life. You are further falsifying your life. Life was already false. You are multiplying falseness, falsehood around you. You are further complicating the entire problem of life. So no consolations here. a man, a person, an individual who really wants to reach his destination, who really wants to be out of the miseries and the sufferings and the crises of day-to-day life, forever who wants to get out of this circle of, this vicious circle of constant pain and affliction and torture and misery and squalor. He has to go through the mill. He has to go through the mill. He has to pass through the furnace. He should be ready to give up everything. And the master is not going to put a hammer on your head. Now, the diamond, how is it made? Do you know how the diamond is made? The raw ore is of no use. It's just lying on the roadside. Nobody even looks at it. It's of no use. It's valueless. But once it goes through the machines grind it. They chisel it. The axe chisels it. The knife chisels it. Polishes it. Then it is of some value. Then the diamond shines. It shines in its maximum glory. It has its own shine then. Even in darkness it shines, because then the light is born inside it. It's full of light. Earlier it was all darkness. Unless it passed through the mill, unless it passed through those machines, that chiseling process, it would not have got its light. It would not have shone brilliantly as it is shining now. This is what the master does. The master chisels you. He chisels you. The stone is of no use. The rock is of no use. But the hands of an expert sculptor can transform it. He removes whatever is surplus in it. What does he do? Have you seen a sculptor at work? He picks up a stone. And stone is of no use, it's of no value. It has no value. It's just lying by the roadside. And he picks it up. People are passing by and nobody is paying attention to this piece of stone because it is of no use. But an expert, a knowledgeable sculptor, sees inside that stone, hidden inside that stone, some beautiful statue. A Jesus Christ may be hidden inside. Mary may be hidden inside. A Buddha may be hidden inside. This is how Buddha statues and Jesus Christ statues have come into being. From stones only. He sees it. And then he picks up the stone. And he takes the stone to his workshop, to his workplace. And there he puts his hammer and his chisel on it. He chisels it. He removes whatever is surplus and superfluous and whatever is non-essential and dirty. He removes the dirt around it. He removes the useless stone around it. And from inside comes out a beautiful statue, which is of millions of dollars, for which you queue up to purchase, for which you line up to spend anything to get it in your drawing rooms, in your homes, in your bedrooms. Master is he who does this to you, and you should not be afraid. A man who is afraid will not be able to see the master, let alone realizing the ultimate. He cannot allow the master to get into master will fail in such situation. Masters have been failing. Masters after masters have been coming on this earth. And they have been failing miserably. And they have been going back. Man is such a beautiful animal. Instead of taking the bliss from the master, he is bent upon making the master also miserable. He gives his misery to the master. He says, I cannot take anything from you. You take my misery. He partakes and shares his misery. And the masters go miserable from this earth. They go in misery. They came with a mission. But the mission remains unaccomplished. They see that they have failed. Masters at the time of departure from this earth see around themselves and they find that the candles are still extinguished. They couldn't light the candles. Perhaps one or two. They see that those who are around him are still slumbering, and those who are closest to him are in deeper slumber. I have seen people very close to masters. The closer you are to the master, the deeper you are in the sleep. This is very strange. That is why he said, man is a very beautiful animal. So there is something great about man. He refuses to mend his ways. He refuses to line up. He says, no. You do what you like. I am what I am. I is very important. Me is very important. And unless you leave the I and the me, you will have no space for the master. So masters will go on coming and going. You sit in meditation, but meditation also does not happen. People come to me, they have been for 25, for 30, for 40 years in meditation. They learnt meditations from my guru's guru, and they come to me. They say that we have not got anything so far. Where is wrong? What is wrong? Why is it not happening? You don't let yourself lose. You are always there. You are always standing as a barrier between you and the master. Unless you break yourself into pieces, unless you dissolve into nihility, become absolutely nothing, unless you are not there, it will not happen. You will not be in meditation. You can never be in meditation. So long as you say, I am doing meditation, you can never be in meditation. Because the I cannot do meditation. I am in meditation. I am going into meditation. You cannot go into meditation. So long as I is there, I, the consciousness of me and I, so long as that is there, you cannot be in meditation. What can I do? What can the master do? The master comes and goes. You take away the master's peace also, and the little peace of mind that he has. But rest assured, you and none of you can take my peace. None of you can take my peace. By your peacelessness, do you know my peace multiplies? It's not a trick. It's very simple mathematics. When I see you not in peace, my peace multiplies. Okay? So? Yeah. Now let there be question from her also.
Is consciousness able to be seen without contact with the living master?
Yes, you are very right. This has been a tragedy of mankind. That when a master is before you, living master is before you, you don't listen to him. And when he goes away, then you make his statue and start worshipping him and purchase his books and start reading him. This is a tragedy of life. Jesus Christ, when he was alive, you killed him. And now you have built churches for him. And you are praying there and you are reading Bible and singing carols and hymns. This is a tragedy of mankind and a foppery of this world. The biggest foppery of this world. When Buddha was alive, no one became a Buddha. Now monasteries after monasteries have come into being. And day and night chanting of what he said is going on, going on. When he was alive, nobody listened to him. His closest disciple, Ananda, who was his cousin brother, he did not get enlightened. And when Buddha was leaving his body, he asked Lord Buddha, "What is your last message? My Lord, what is your last message?" And Buddha cried. That is why I say that you send a master crying from this world. Buddha cried. He must have thought that my nearest disciple is asking for a message even at this time. I was giving messages all my life. For 40 years I was speaking and speaking and speaking. And the man closest to me did not hear me. And now when I am leaving my body and he is asking for my message. Even then he said, Appadipo bhav. That was his last message. Appadipo bhav. Be thy own light. He said, I am now totally tired. I have no strength left. I cannot come back now. I am going. I am leaving this body. Now be your own light. If you couldn't get light from me, if you couldn't light the candle in my presence with my light, now there is no hope. Now be your own candle. One lighted candle can light hundreds and thousands. One lighted Buddha would have lit every candle around him. There would have been candles and candles. But none, no candle was lit. And he had to tell him, be thy own light. That is why I say this is the tragedy of life. When a master is living, you are not aware of him. When he dies, then you build his statues. You have done with everyone, not with one. I can give examples after examples of all saints, of all masters, of all prophets, of all who descended from the universal, cosmic, ultimate reality, that cosmic being, who came into this form, in human form, descended down to light the candles. People did not hear him, did not hear them, and they went away. And you, what you did? You built up temples. You built temples, you wrote books. They did not write books. You wrote books on them. Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam, was stoned to death. You stoned at him when he was alive. But now you have built mosques and you are reciting his Quran, his words, you are reciting day and night. 5 times a day you are reciting. Now nothing can happen. If you want to meet Jesus Christ, the passage is not through Bible. You cannot reach, nobody has ever reached, no priest can ever reach Jesus Christ through Bible. Excuse me for saying so. I may be hurting some people. But this is the truth. This is the truth. You cannot reach Lord Krishna through Bhagavad Gita. In my country, people are reciting Bhagavad Gita day and night. An unremitting and non-stop recitation of Bhagavad Gita is going on in homes. But every such home is steeped in darkness. They are far from enlightenment. No Lord Krishna descends there. Ramayana, the recitation of Ramayana is going on day and night. They have never had a glimpse of Lord Rama. Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita, Quran, Bible, Dhampad, all scriptures in this world are mere books, they are pages, written words. You cannot get consciousness out of it. You cannot meet consciousness in that. When the Master was living, you were sleeping. Even now you are sleeping. This suits you better. You see, living Master, why don't you go to the living Master? Do you know? You don't go to the living Master because the living Master has a chisel in his hands. He has a hammer in his hand. He'll put it on your head. He'll hammer you. He'll break you. He has a scissor in his hand. He'll cut you to pieces. He'll put you into the furnace. Because all old has to be broken to give birth to the new. To make you a newborn. You have to be totally transformed. In the present condition you cannot. You have to be changed altogether. So, a living Master wants you to become a zero. Yesterday I was telling you, he is emptying you, and this is not acceptable to you. You don't go to a living Master because you will be broken there. You will be snatched all your belongings there because you will be reduced to a zero. Only then the Master will be able to work upon you. And therefore you are afraid of going to a living Master. It is very easy for you to read a book. You can open the Bible and read. Beautiful. Go on reading. Go on reciting carols. It's very good. It's beautiful. Because the book is not going to put any hammer on you. The book is not going to snatch anything from you. The statue is kept, the statue is dumb. What will the statue do to you? So you are fearless before the statue. Before the statue of Jesus Christ, or Lord Krishna, or Buddha, or Mahavira, or Lord Rama, or any saint, the poor fellow, he is harmless. Statue, what will the statue do to you? He cannot lift even his hands. So you are safe. You are safe. So you have sort of arrested him in your camera. You make a picture of him and you hang it on your wall. Now, this is good. When he was alive, you didn't get what you could get. You could get the wealth of wealth. You could get the ultimate wealth of life. You could reach the highest peak of existence. you could reach Mount Everest when he was alive. But no, you were afraid. You may not be conscious of it, but in your subconscious mind, the fear was there. And now you have purchased his photograph or taken it with your own camera, and now you are hanging his photographs on your walls. Now the master is innocuous, harmless. He cannot bite you now. He cannot lift his hand even. He cannot even talk to you now. So this suits you. He is the most harmless thing now. But it's a pity, it's a tragedy. Living master is the only answer. If you see the living master in entirety and peep into his consciousness, you will find he is your Jesus Christ also, he is your Buddha also, he is your Lord Rama also, Lord Krishna also, Lord Ramana also, and Punjaji also, and whatnot. He is everybody. If you have peeped into the consciousness of the master, because the master is not the body, and consciousness is one. How can the consciousness be different? It is the same ocean. How can the water here be different from the water in the Pacific and the water in the Atlantic and the water in the Indian Ocean? It's one. It's one entirety. How can the consciousness of Buddha be different from the consciousness of Ramana, of consciousness of Punjaji? How can it be different? The consciousness of Ramakrishna Paramahansa, the consciousness of Ramana, and your consciousness, your own consciousness, they are all the same. They are different. The only thing is, you have collected dust on the consciousness, on the mirror of your consciousness. And therefore, the master comes to remove that dust so that you can have a full view of it. And a living master can do it because he will wipe off the dust. The picture on the wall or the statue will not do it. It's not possible. So we have done enough of talking. Talking. You fear. You can do nothing. You just surrender. You surrender before anybody where you want to. You surrender before a rock. You surrender before a tree. Where is the fear? Give me your fear. Bring it here. I am prepared to take your fear just now. Have you seen it? Is it a thing? Can you hold it like these flowers in your hands? The fear is a misnomer. The fear is only a feeling in your mind. Your mind has been collecting all negativity from the past. And it has all the illusions and delusions inside. Some people are afraid of the heights, some are afraid of water, some are afraid of serpents and snakes, some are afraid of going in the aircraft, some are afraid of meeting their own relations. Some are afraid of the future. A future which doesn't exist. Very strange. A thing which doesn't exist you are afraid of. I gave you the example of the snake. There are not many snakes in this country, but we have lot of snakes. I gave you the example of a rope lying in the dark. And you have seen it. You are passing through the jungle, you have seen a rope lying in the dark. And you take it as a snake. And you are afraid. And you run away. And you break your bones. You fall down. And later on somebody shows a light. And you find it was a snake only. it was only a rope, not a snake. It was only the illusion of a snake. You took it as a snake. And where did the fear come from? Did it come from the rope? Did it come from the atmosphere? It came from within you. You are responsible. Don't ask others. Ask yourself. Why are you afraid? Why is there a fear? Look within your mind. And next time you are afraid, next time the fear rises in your mind, just close your eyes, look within. Where is the fear? Start looking within. Start watching. Start witnessing. Start observing the fear. The moment you start witnessing, watching and observing, fear will disappear. Because it is not there. Fear is not there. It doesn't exist. Like the darkness. Darkness does not exist. Light exists. The darkness has got no existence. Absence of light is darkness. The moment you light the candle, darkness goes away. But if you keep beating the darkness, making it run away, it will not run away. Just light a candle and the darkness goes away. So, appadipo bhav. Be thy own light. What more? Can we sit quietly, or have you sat already? You said you have already sat. You have already sat quietly. But we can still sit if you feel. How many of you want to go into meditation and sit quietly? So some of you do want, and therefore we can. We can sit quietly. We'll do a short meditation today because a lot of time is already gone. Oh, what's the time now?
It's 8:30.
Oh, 8:30. Only half an hour is left. So we will, while you go into meditation, just plunge. You see, the master is just a springboard. It's a springboard for taking the dive. You stand on the springboard and take a plunge. Plunge into the deep ocean of ecstasy. Into that infinite bliss. He's just a springboard. And as you close your eyes, just surrender totally. Forget yourself. You are not there. Who's you? You don't exist. I tell you, you can never be in meditation if you are there. Dissolve yourself completely as the salt gets dissolved in water. Dissolve yourself. Melt yourself. There is no you. There is no I. There is no me. Only pure consciousness exists. Be absolutely hollow and empty from within. And let me try. You create space inside. And let me try into how many spaces within you can I allow my consciousness to merge, to melt, to meet, to flow into. We won't do the chanting of Om today. We'll just slip into meditation straight away. For meditation, your body is the outer periphery. This is the circumference. You have to go to your core. You have to go to your center. In order to go to the center, you have to leave your circumference, you have to leave your periphery. Just relax your body. In order to leave it, you have to loosen it. Once you loosen your body, you can easily come out of it. So relax your body, loosen your body. If any part of your body is stiff, is paining, is under tension, take your attention to that part of your body and give suggestion that the pain has gone, the tension has gone, and that part of the body is relaxing, has relaxed, has become loose, has become quiet, has become normal. Just relax your body, loosen your body from head to foot, from foot to head. Keep your eyes closed. Close your eyes. Close your ears also to outside sounds. Your body is completely relaxed and loosened. You have left it behind. Now your mind. Relax your mind. Don't pay attention to the traffic of your mind. The traffic going on inside your mind will automatically stop if you don't pay attention to it. Don't give strength to your mind. Just watch. Just become an observer of your mind. If thoughts are coming from outside, just watch them. Don't oppose, don't resist, don't fight with them. Don't follow them. Don't associate yourself with your thoughts. Dissociate yourself completely with the entire traffic of your mind. Silence your mind and leave it behind. Now your heart. Heart means your emotions. Cool down your emotions. Relax. Silence your emotions also. No emotion, no ripple, no wave on the mirror of your mind. On the lake of your mind, there is not a single ripple, not a single wave. It's quiet, it is still. Leave it behind. Now is the time to enter into your center, into your core. Enter there and stay there. Don't come out. Don't come out into your heart or mind or body. You have no body, no mind, no heart. Just pure consciousness. Be deeply rooted in your pure consciousness. Stay there. deeper and deeper. Dive into the ocean of pure bliss, pure knowledge, pure creativity.